Welcome into the news portion of DSI. I'm Jordan Kudish. In Worcester County, emergency services are prepping for weather conditions that they may seen as an impact from Tropical Storm Ian. We're told they're monitoring all of the National Weather Service advisories and meeting with all of their state and local partners. Now, they've also been getting the message out to residents and visitors on how they can do their part. We're told they're asking residents and visitors to remain vigilant. Do not let your guard down and keep an eye on all the forecasts. And with that weekend weather, there comes the question of some power outages and damages. So we did reach out to Delmarva Power to see how they're prepping for what is to come. And they say they're closely monitoring the track of the storm and what it could bring to the area. And yes, they are aware that could mean power outages, which is why a senior communications specialist says keep your contact information up to date so that they can stay in touch with impacted customers.
Certainly the combination of the strong winds that we're expecting and the heavy rain down some trees, and that could cause damage to our equipment on the local energy grid, and that could result in some power outages for customers.
You can also use the Delmarva Power mobile app to report outages or damaged equipment, and it'll determine how long it could to restore that power, or call their customer care line. That's 1-800-375-7117. And with that, we are going to toss things over to our chief meteorologist, Rich Werdzik, to talk more about Ian. Rich?
Yes, Jordan, and now feeling the effects of Ian after making landfall in South Carolina back during the afternoon. Not a hurricane anymore. We'll talk more about that. It's a decaying tropical system, but it's already doing the damage in our area as far as the heavy rain and even some high winds coming across the region. This is our Chincoteague weather cam. That one's anchored pretty good down there in Chincoteague. I know the winds have been gusting at a pretty good clip, although some of the heaviest rain that just moved through just off to the north now, getting a bit of a break. But how about this in Rehoboth Beach? Our Morse Roofing and Siding ABC Skycam, and watching this bounce back and forth here for the past couple of hours. Real tough evening out there along the Delaware and Maryland beaches too. And you can see what sustained winds are across the area. We're looking at 22 miles per hour out of Ocean City. This does not include wind gusts, which are much higher. Melfa at 35 miles per hour. I've even seen a few wind gusts in some of these locations between 40 and 50 miles per hour. And taking a look at Futurecast specifically for wind gusts, look at those numbers there. Low 50s for winds for Accomack County. That's at midnight. But look how they back off as we go through tomorrow morning and into tomorrow afternoon and evening. The winds will really be down at that point. So we'll get a break. And then another batch of rain comes through as the remnants of Ian passes just off to our south. And by Sunday evening, the winds will start to kick back up again. Now, the current radar loop showing you where the heavy rain bands are moving into Delmarva, there, Salisbury there, Delaware, and the lower part of Delmarva. All these areas that you see that are flashing, those are current lightning strikes, or within the past 10 minutes, I should say. And this is really where the severe weather is, just offshore. So I'm expecting this to be not an issue for us. There is a slight chance that one or two of those storms do make their way in. So a very low-end chance for severe weather for our southern portions here over the next couple of hours. But thankfully, really that low tornado threat is going to stay just out to sea. Here's post-tropical storm Ian as it continues its slow trek now as it's slowing down off to the north. And by tomorrow evening, it'll be anchored to our south and west. And we just wait for it basically to kind of hang out there and then start to drift off to the east come late Sunday into early Monday. So through tomorrow morning for this first phase of the storm, medium impact from the wind, especially along the coast, some flooding, certainly the coastal flooding, but even some isolated areas of high water inland and flash flooding. Real low severe threat, thankfully, with the tornado threat. And the high surf, though, that's our dangerous rip currents expected across the beaches here throughout the weekend into early next week. Here's Futurecast tracking the actual heavy rain. That's midnight. Look at this. By 3 a.m., a lot of this is lifting north. And tomorrow morning, we could have a lot of dry spots. And there will be a few showers in and out throughout the morning, but really tomorrow afternoon will fare much better. I could see the sun coming out. Don't count on too much of it, but maybe a little bit Saturday afternoon. But going back into Sunday, as that center of Ian comes in, drags in that moisture across the Atlantic, we'll see more in the way of moderate rain. Not as heavy as this go-around, but still the chance at rain moving back in. 57 to 62, temperatures actually climbing tonight. That rain lifting north for tomorrow. And you're taking a look at the 7-day forecast. Breezy and much cooler to start next week in the wake of the storm. I'll have more coming up with my final weather. More DSI on the other side of the break. Stay with us.